I think I will go.
Tarana Raja sir, play,
Yeah.
play sir.
SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Engineering, Medical and Health Sciences, Management, Science and Humanities, Agricultural Sciences. Admissions open.
so much, Anup. We welcome you all participants to this wonderful day 4 of Celebrity Talk Series 2020. We School of Architecture and Interior Design, SRM IST, proudly present the Celebrity Talk Series pandemic sessions of COVID-19. So it is a great opportunity for us to connect with many of the celebrities across India and to bring forward these sessions to you to sit back and enjoy during these times. We were so privileged to have the president himself of the Council of Architecture this morning at 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. and had a wonderful interaction with sir. And on his behalf, I would like to share his regards to you, Architect Charanjith Shah, sir. Thank you so much for being with us today. And I would like to introduce the moderator for the session, Professor Satish L. And before that, I would like to have our dean, the convener of these Celebrity Talk series, to have a few words with us.
Good evening, everybody. It's my privilege to welcome Dr. Architect Charanjith Shah. I know him personally at least for 10-15 years of time, an expert of airport projects. Of course, he has high talent of flying up, but he is a very simple and modest person. I used to wonder most of the times whenever I meet him, I used to ask him, how is that you're so simple? So we are all very much delighted to have you here, sir. And with all the participants available here, and we are running a marathon to have all these kind of experts, and we really have overwhelming response from all the participants because you're all celebrities. And also a special welcome to my leader, my mentor, Architect Vijay Garg is there in this forum, and who has shaped all of us, most of us here today. And it's a special invite for Architect Vijay Garg, and also for all the participants here, and along with the SRM team of people who is working for this webinar sessions. Thank you all. Welcome once again. All the best.
Thank you. Thank you.
For the welcome address, and here I'm Satish, Professor, SRM University. I'm having a very good privilege that I got an opportunity to introduce Professor Charanjith Shah, Founder Principal, Creative Group, Chairman, Smart Habitat Foundation. As the founding Principal Architect, Creative Group, he has spearheaded some landmark sustainable projects in India, including Chennai Airport, Raipur Airport, Goa Airport, Vadodara, Times Square, Raipur, etc. So he has experience of more than 50 years from starting from 1970 onwards, and more than 50 years of experience. Maybe we can call him as an Iron Man of India and architectural terms, because he has done so many airports, steel structures, and to the multimodal hubs of Ahmedabad, Lucknow railway station, master plan of Jamshedpur are the most recently the iconic terminal building of Kartarpur corridor project, which was inaugurated by Sri Narendra Modi. You all are aware, like India, Pakistan, that corridor project was just recently inaugurated. And besides practicing as an architect, Professor Shah has been recognized by Architecture Plus Design magazine in December 2019, and also been facilitated with various awards such as Lifetime CBR Achievement Award, National Udyog Award, Best Architect of the Year Award, and Jewel of Punjab, among many others. He is also the chairperson of Smart Habitat Foundation, whose role is to promote art and architectural knowledge among practitioners, academicians, industry experts, and students, and bridge the gap between theoretical and practical experience. I welcome you on board, sir. So over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And can I start?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You can also welcome Architect Vijay Garg. He's here. Please welcome him.
Okay.
And then you can
That's
start.
so great. Yeah. Hi, Vijayji, and we were together in this webinar in the morning with SOCAM James advisory, and he said that I'll be also there. So nice, Vijayji. And I heard Habib Khan ji in the hi, Vijayji. How are you? It's always great to see your energy and your aspirations and inspirations, which really makes us alive. And I feel young at the age of 72 years as well with your company. Thank you, Vijay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So now,
So Vijay sir, it's our privilege to have you here, sir. Keep blessing us.
I am always with you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You are a great leader, mentor, and motivator.
Thank you for kind words.
Thank you.
I think Charanjith sir has a lot of things to share, and we must.
Okay. Should I go ahead, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, I
Yes,
mean,
sir.
yeah, I'll just, in 2 minutes, I'll just brief you out. I have been born in a refugee camp in Pranakila in a tent. And from there, I started my journey. And as Vijayji and most of my friends know, that we slogged and struggled through many ups and downs. And as a freelance, and with God's grace and with the teaching of our great masters like Professor Kanvinde, George Stein, Shivnath Prasad, and many more, like Charles Korea, Doshiji, and all those people, we learned how to really behave in architecture. And that is how I presume that with the grace, then we'll be able to get ourselves now converted into a corporate practice where we can very proudly say that we are the one of the organizations in consultancy at par with the global players. So this is a process. How do you go through it? And today's practice is entirely different than what we had visualized or what we were thinking about 20 or 30 or 40 years back. So it's now, that's why the heading is, it's holistic. How do you talk about holistic is very fundamentally is today it is A to Z architecture. I would say the architecture is perhaps no more it says like we say mother of all arts, but it is father of all art, technology, science put together. And today is the time when we need to see that we do like complete A to Z in terms how to bake the project. Now, I am talking about particularly when you're talking about large developments, large mega projects, city planning, urban design, beside the plain architecture. So where now because now with the COVID, we've seen this virus has been very educative to us in many terms. Now I'm sitting in my farmhouse. I'm having in the most polluted city, Delhi, where PM 2.5 and 10 was so high that, it's like I am a passive smoker of 40 cigarettes. But today, the PM 2.5 is even below the normal, and I am having the fresh air. I can see the star, I can see the sky, I can really see what is nature like. And that is what that we have the great Indian heritage which belongs to us. Perhaps we've done the suicidal by, I would not say the imitating the globe, in when I was said not the global intervention, but it is the global empowerment. We has changed the scenario, and we are at this stage of pathetic stage of, we call it as development. Maybe it is a suicidal development. So I would say that today is the time when we see introspect us and do some sort of an inner engineering where I say, yes, what is required has to be Indian. It has to have my belongingness to me. And I say, yes, it belongs to the people. It belongs to the place, and it belongs to me. And I always say that a built mass should never be taken as a mass of brick and concrete, but as a living organism. So that is which breathes, which is embodied with nature. Let's do that sustainable architecture. I will start with the presentation. I will show you some slides, and that too particularly I'm just talking about. You're hearing me? No problem?
We are hearing you. We are good, sir.
Yeah. So I think that you can put the slides on, and
Okay.
we will just go through just limited project in detail, that is Chennai Airport, because Chennai, all of you have seen. I'll just show you how the growth of this project has been. And holistic means how this airport project, when we won this global competition, and one airport, only a domestic airport, got converted into domestic plus international. And then the intervention of the metro came, We made the design of the metro. We integrated metro with the airport. Then we connected the transport, that is the surface, and also connected the railway. And this is perhaps the first intermodal hub in India with 4 modes of transport connected. So now I will start with the slides. Can you just put on next? See, this is what I have already stated. Build mass has to be not only a mass of concrete, but as a living organism. How you do that? How do you create that sort of an architecture which has a belonging to you? Next. Next, can you put the next one? Yeah, we need to learn from nature, and everything is in the nature. And unless and until I do the adoration with nature, love with nature, understanding the nature, and the human psychology has to rotate around the nature. You see the structure, the banyan tree in Calcutta, which is also integrating of the structure, the beam, the philosophy of the structure is totally clear in this structure. Next. So this is now respect my resources. Today, sadly, I have to respect my water, air, earth, sun. Most of things are now getting polluted. Why? I have air pollution, I have water pollution, I have all those pollutions coming, and that is, we say, industrial growth, or I say development. Perhaps that is what is happening. We need to be conscious about that. Next. So now, this is now mostly we are doing this. So we are from fossil to solar to nuclear to many more things put together. This also has to be seen how we conserve energy. Next. This is now linear to closed. We have to do everything which is recyclable, recycled, and recyclable. Next. So this is, but we need to understand this as a green, as a social science. It has to go into the nerves of the people, and we understand and we act according to that, so that we are conscious about our community, our open spaces, our community spaces, our public spaces. Next. So this is perhaps Chennai Airport won the global competition. You know, we had Chancellor as our partners from USA, and we were given the domestic terminal. Then we actually went into the site, investigated everything, could dig out areas and created a place for the international terminal. Perhaps all of you must know that, you know, when it was earlier, there was no space for international. We manipulated the whole site in a very intelligent manner and did that. Then again, next. This is how, you know, architects are very ambitious in terms of form, and perhaps we want the best of the form. We inspired from the bird. We said, okay, let it be like a bird's wing, you know. Next. So we thought, yes, we make an airport terminal as wings of the bird. So now, once you visualize a form, you need to contemplate that what is the type of function, how to befit the function. The form first come or the function come first? No, the form and the function, they both complement each other, supplement each other, and your mental computer starts rotating, start evolving the form and befitting the function. That is how next can use. This is how contemplating through and thinking of a very mega project as a very symbolic, iconic, sustainable, and innovative design. These are the ambitious things which every architect, designer, planner would go for. And that is what we tried here. Next. Next. Can you go next? Yeah. So this is how, basically, I'll only stress upon today with the passive ways of green architecture, sustainable architecture. How do you shape and size of the building? How do you really orient the building? How you place the building? How you see that maximizing daylight and minimizing the heat gain into the building, beside other innovations and beside other active ways of sensors, automations, mechanical ways, variable drives. I may call many more engineering terms. And then I say green, no. An architect's perception in terms of physical planning, if I am understanding, if I can map it out, I can simulate my building oscillating with the sun, and this oscillation of the sun movement can give me the behavior, and I can design the building in that manner that I do not get the glare. That is what we intend to do. Next. This is how these features in Chennai, these are some of the very innovative features. We have the largest cantilever in the world in any of the airport building, 80 feet, which is 25 meters. And we are the first one to bend 508 half a meter pipe, 16 mm thick in Chennai, which was, that technology was not there. Then we have steam cured box section, precast concrete girders, which is also a technology brought first time. I'm very happy to share that we can always have the global intervention in terms of new technology, but it should not be empowered onto my design philosophy. Next. This is how we started playing with the design. It's like an HSA building. We tried to see how the variable things are worked in a plan, how the sun is moving. It is like north and south placement. And at the air side, on the back side, which you see is the air side, where you see the arrow bridges, is the northeast, and which has a shade of about 10 meters. And in the front, which is south and southwest, which has a cantilever of 25 meters, which next can you show that section? And this is how the sun is cut, and I get north-south phase and shaded south phase to get the glare-free light here in the terminal. When this was inaugurated by the Honorable President at 6:30 in the evening, there was no light on in the terminal building. It's all day lit terminal building. This is how we plan out in a physical way so that I conserve my energy rather than I just put some sort of a glass facade in terms of cutting the heated sun. But in case I am cutting the heated sun by shading devices, that is most appropriate. Next. This is how we have the vertical gardens in between, and this H-shaped cut gives me one surface here, another surface on the other side, and I get practically 4 surfaces, then the two surfaces for my north and south light. And the plate size of one side, this is about 30 meters. So I get for 15 meters from each side, I get daylight, and it's absolutely day-lit terminal building. Next. So this is how we have this as arrival tube, so that once I come from the air syndrome, I come to this, I see from the glass from the both sides, the green, and I am grounded, I am with the green, and my air syndrome is finished. Next. So this is how the largest cantilever. Next, I think we can go faster. This is the layout on the left. Can you just go back? Go back, please. Yeah, no. Yeah, this one. Now on the left-hand side, I have the international terminal, this one. And this side is my domestic terminal. In between is my metro, all of you are aware of. This is the highway, and this side is my railway station. Now, how this whole is connected. Next. This is how there is no place. The airport is practically on the abutting on the highway, and the elevated road we have made in a manner that it is like 2 layers. Next. Generally, this is now this is the V column which we practically innovated. In this V column, we have inserted a glass tube which connects the domestic and the international terminal to the metro and to the surface and to the railway station, which is about 2.5 kilometers all over, and it has about 40 walk-laters. Next. Yeah, this is now under construction. I'm talking about. These are my, box section girders. Next. The construction was very, very difficult. These are the steam cured box section girders, hollow from inside, waffle thick, just about 80 thick waffle precast steam cured girders, which we innovated and put it here to gain more height below the elevated road, to insert another layer, which is a link between my other walkable space, which is for the pedestrian to move around. Next. Next. So this is how the V column and the vocabulary of the V column over. This is the section of, I will not go into more details. I have many more things to discuss with you. Next. This is V column, inserting the steel tube in between. Next. This is how the, most of you must be aware of how the glass tube works. Next. This is you as an architect. This is how the YouTube works. Is as an architect, you have to really dig out areas of no areas. So today is the time when either we use the the skyscape. You have the the upper level surfaces where you generate, or you go underground. How do you see that the ground is left for pedestrians movement and for the green? Next. Next, please. This is the glass tube. Next. Yeah, this is how it is continued. And this is again a glass tube. I think you can just skip over these slides a little faster. Yeah, next please, glass tube. So I'm just trying to showcase how in large projects, these are some of the features which predominantly becomes your thought process. How do you generate that? How do you create that sort of a urban fabric where you get fascinated? You are also with the nature, you're doing innovation, you're also sustainable. And we proudly say that once we do this, then we do not say that there's an energy guzzler. We try to see that we consume the minimum of the energy. Now this is a small canopy here. This works for protect from the rain and sun, and also we use this for putting the uplighters and downlighters so that my curbside I can lit up nicely, and also I can maintain it properly. I don't have to go 30 meters high to maintain a bulb on. Next. Next. Yeah, next. I think we can go through. Please go through faster. This is under construction, various things, the brownfield airport, all these things were there. This was a very dynamic structure, very difficult to really put in all these things put together. We did most of the things off the side. And this is how these V columns were inserted. They are about 33 meters high structure, and without any base on the ground. Everything, the airport was in total functionality. This is how these things were done. Everything needs to be very precise and very methodological. We have to understand the methodology of construction, erection. See this is very important. How the erection of trusses on a slab has to be done. We have to make a place for the complete girders here, where all these cranes move onto these girders. They are pivoted, and we have to do all these things put together. There are multiple, girder system. There are multiple this thing in the at the time a method and erection, which is very important because you are working at a height, and that is a word with a large span structure. Next. Next. This is how it looks. Next. You can go through. This is the half a meter pipe, 16 thick, first time bent in India, and we could do it. And this is something which we are proud of. Next. 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 Can you go? Yes. Next, please. Next. Yes. Next. Next. I think you can skip through these slides, and this is the multi-level car park, which is not yet constructed, but we wanted to have the green roof on top, and so that even this car parking has large cutout, so that in the third basement also you get the daylight. Next. Next, please. Next, we use glass paver blocks, propose to have all these green materials. We propose to have car park like this, all these. Next, intermodality. I've already expressed 4 modes of transport are interconnected. Next, I think you can just go faster. Yes, please. This is the intermodality from metro station to the, yes, please go on. This is the metro station to the terminal building, to then the connectivity. I think we can skip these service plans and we can come to the Raipur airport. You can go just through this because I don't want to waste time on this. This can be more subjective in some other discussions. Next. Yeah. Next. This is a very interesting, fascinating airport, a very complex, something very dynamic. And here, and again, this is all daylight. These are all green airports where we're talking about energy conservation. We have on water resource management, recycling, STP. We have on lakes. We have everything put together, and also and see the complexity of the structure. When you're talking about steel projects, steel works, one has to have the dynamism of understanding every component. Today's technology, we can simulate. We make each and every one item of the structure through computerization measurement. So this is how things are done, and we can be very precise in our drawings and in our execution. So both the drawings and the execution can complement each other because the physical touch is not there. It's all computerized. Next. This is how the complexity of the roof is there. Next. All these, we had a lot of issues, a lot of problems. Even the gutter here, we have the double insulating roof. We have tried to even put the gutter which is double insulated so that in case outside temperature is 48 degrees and it rains and if the condensation takes place and the gutter is not insulated, the drop will come inside and probably people will think the roof is leaking. So architect has to go in the minutest of the minutest detail. These are the skylights and many more innovations. Can you go faster? Yeah. So this is how the erection was done. There are many more other things which were, like you see this now. In construction, we had these issues. The column got broke. Can you go just back? Yeah, you see this. At the time of execution, when there are problems, the column got broke. Then we came to understand there were some other more issues. So it is now, do we have to tackle these mitigations of various things put together in creating a perfection? Next. So, this is how inside space looks. This is the eye, and these are the three columns which we initiated. Next, please go on. Yeah, please go on. Yes. Please go on. Next, please. Yeah, this is a ticketing counter and airside. Next. This is a coffee shop inside. This is the roofing system. And here, next. This is inside spaces, volume, large spaces, use of the local art, Bastar art, which we use. This I'm talking about, you're getting green hard surface. Your car is parked on grass. This is how even the landscape outside can be all green hard surface and you put your car there. This is what we created at Raipur, making a lake. And I conserve all my stormwater into the lake. I produce my energy from my solar panel. So this is how we see that our buildings are net zero. If probably they are not beyond net zero, they are nearer to net zero. This is the landscape of the complete Raipur airport. Next, this is Vadodara airport, again a gold star GREA rated airport, absolutely simplistic, dynamic airport where you see this. the west and east side is all blocked, and we again getting light from north and shaded south. Next, next. This is how insulation of the roofing is done. Interior spaces. Next, this is the food court. Get the skylight into the large projects. Next, and again the skylights, interiors. Reminded this is without any false ceiling. And Narendra Modi ji inaugurated about 2.5 years back. This is how it looks from front. Next, yeah, yeah, yes. This is Goa Airport. I mean, I think you please skip over. Just show that I'll just keep on speaking. This again folded plate structure. And see, in steel, we have to do many more things together. Maybe tubular, folded plate, maybe it is a space frame. Many more technologies are there where we can do it. And probably holistic architecture means that we need to understand other elements of applied architecture in totality, means the understanding to an architect has to be there so that you can integrate the engineering innovation as the architecture vocabulary. This is again, we have expressed this in a very simplistic dynamic way in Agartala Airport and bamboo architecture. Next, please. This is interior again, bamboo, green, Bhubaneswar Airport. It's like we're putting emotions into it, and it is like Jagannath chariot. We wanted to showcase here that this is now Varanasi Airport, where it is the flow of river Ganges. That is the expression of the place, belongingness, and then you say yes, the structure gets breathing, it gets life into it, and it becomes lively. This is Varanasi. Next. So this is again, you see these boats and the interior, interior. Then we work on BIM all together, Rajkot Airport. Today is the time when all modulation has to be in BIM and layering, all MEP work, structure work, everything has to be in BIM. We are into waterways, we are into airways, we are into railways, we are into, all these system, into the surface, into the transportation, bus depots. Now, this is a ferry terminal in Visakhapatnam. So again, we have developed this, and we are doing on the waterways as a cruise. This is a cruise is going to be holded up here, and this is the building which we are making in Vizag. Next. This is land port. We are doing at Bangladesh border. We have this work is under construction. Shapur Palanji is the contractor. About 500 crore project, a linear development of people coming by rail, by road. This is the Kartarpur work which we have done, which is showcasing the dynamism of Sikh architecture from Khanda, Guru Nanak's philosophy of peace, prosperity, honesty, and dedication. Next. 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 This is how it was done. This was done, a 400 crore project done in just 4 months' time. It's a magic. And we able to, with the contractor, with the owner and the architect clubbing together, Narendra Modi ji in yellow turban inaugurated this at Kartarpur corridor, along with him the Chief Minister of Punjab. This is how this was inaugurated. Narendra Modi is there here in this picture. This is the interior. We gave the complete philosophy of the Guru Nanak's philosophy inside the terminal. Next, how the touch of emotions have to be there in the building as well. Next. Next, this is a tower, this viewing tower, where we have a rotating restaurant. Next. And I just would like that she could switch over. We've done many now railway stations, Lucknow railway station, Kota, Chennai, Varsha, and Coimbatore, and Ambala, and Pune, and many more other things together. And I am very happy that SRM students were also involved into Chennai airport's studies. This is Coimbatore Airport, railway station. because today is the time where more than 200 railway stations are going to be revamped, and probably people say that they'll be even be better than the airport. So this is what is happening in Coimbatore Airport. Can you just go faster? I am just showcasing the students, not going into the detail, but I am just trying to showcase them the volume of the project, the intensity of the project, the visualization of the project, and how do you foresee the architecture of tomorrow. Detailing perhaps can be understood in school, but how the horizon of the scale of the project is changing, and that has to be seen. Next. So we are practically into the mixed land use. These are all these railway stations are manifestation of many things put together, and they are probably coming into the PPP mode. We have also done the railways, the metro stations intermodality studies of Gandhinagar and Ahmedabad, where how to create the metro stations as intermodal hub. So this is, and how not that we insert the metro within the city, but why can't we create the city along the metro? And this is how Koba City we have planned out here, with a metro in between, and then the recreational areas and other areas around, then the mixed land use, and creating a city in the a vicinity of about 2.5 kilometers. And then what happens, that we are becoming walkable. These are the stations. Akshardham station, taking the vocabulary of temple architecture. Next. Yeah. So these are, you can just skip our Paldi, other, this is very interesting again. This is at Varanasi, where waterways, railways, metros, surface, all is an intermodal hub. We have even on top we have the helipad, everything in between. This is the architecture of tomorrow, is where we're talking about intermodal hubs, because we need to move faster. And here, I'm talking about multimodal this thing details for about 40 stations at the DMRC in Delhi, where we're doing how the last mile connectivity from the metro to your house, how can you make it walkable? How are it safe, secured? So what are the various sitting systems? Where the, all those things are going to come in, how you going to behave, hawkers, lighting system, so that even a woman can pass through at night at 2 o'clock, at 12 o'clock, very happily and peacefully. My friend here, Mr. Vijay Garg, is along with me. This is what we planned for Delhi government, for even the bus depot, how the transit oriented work can be, TODs can work, and we create those places also where we facilitate other community areas within those public areas, and also create spaces for the intermodality. So these are some of the projects which we are doing. Another project in Indore with where the mixed land use is there, where the transit oriented development is being taking place. I am just showcasing this because the students should know that sky is the limit. You have many things to do. India is very big. I don't have to really go out to for a job in US or in London or Australia and New Zealand. But this is the hub of work, and this is, I am just putting it how my friend Dr. SS Bhatti attempted to call me as because looking into my sustainable project as Petty Gats of India, and this compliment from a elite person like Dr. Bhatti, who's a triple doctorate, is a great honor to me as well. Thank you. Now, this is how I got Jewel of Punjab award, and some of the things which God has been gifted to me, through the process of sincerity, honesty, dedication, and it's the attitude of mind which has created the aptitude. And we are now very comfortably say that we are a corporate and we are making the new India as a nation where we ambitiously look forward for creating beyond net zero. That is what is the architecture of tomorrow. And hopefully that from various aspects of understanding, we'll be able to create that sort of an architecture. And this is what I generally say is that our vision is nature is life, life is nature. Let's see that we love nature, we eat nature, we live with nature and proudly adore nature, love in a manner that yes, I can breathe nature and I am not robotic, I am humane. And let me see that I create an architecture which is humane and which has a dynamism of creating a holistic human architecture than a robotic and cosmetic architecture. Let's make an organic architecture which grows with my functionality, with my aspiration, with my lifestyle, and with my socio-economical condition. Let me not copy the West and be a robotic. And I say proudly, oh, I am global. No, I need to address these issues. And I am really thankful to you all to listen to me. My submission to all you guys is this, that it's a big horizon. But now today, it's an alarm to us that after COVID-19 and after this virus, we have tested life. We have tested, we started sensing time with our own self. And once we are now into the inner engineering, like Sadhguru Vasudev says, it's inner engineering. Once you are strong from inside, mentally, the physical environment, you will engulf and be absolutely with it, and you love it, adore it. And once I adore it, then I am in romance with my architecture. You need to be romantic. You have to be like mother. It's like making any building is like you producing a child. Every building goes through the process of the motherhood, and within the motherhood, 9 months takes in making a building, designing the building, and then you make the building. Once somebody says your child is a brilliant child and you feel proud as a mother, as a father. Similarly, when somebody says, oh, Chennai has good engineering marvels, so we also feel proud. And maybe there are many issues, but still the aspiration has to be this, that we need to be innovative and we need to be humanistic. Thank you very much. I think now I've taken about more than half an hour, and we can now start as per your proceedings.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Satish sir, is there any questions? Can you share the participant questions? We can hear you, sir.
Hello. Hello.
We are able to hear you, sir.
Hello.
Sir, you're audible.
You are audible.
Sir, you're audible, sir. Yeah. Yes, please.
Hello.
Be comfortable.
Hello.
We are able to hear you, sir.
No.
Anup, kindly unmute sir's mic.
Yes, sir's mic is unmuted.
Muted, yeah.
Yeah.
He's constantly muting and unmuting.
Hello.
Yeah, okay, I think he got it.
Sir,
Yeah.
can you hear us, sir?
Hello.
Esther, please get in touch with sir.
Yeah.
Sir, you have to unmute the mic. You muted the mic. Yes, Esther. Go ahead.
Hello.
Sir, can you hear us?
Yes, very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. We'll be posting
Thank you, sir.
questions now, sir.
So thank you. It's a wonderful presentation. Actually, there was a saying you have seen out of 50 years of experience, you have seen two different phases. One is before privatization and after privatization. The globalization, all these things have happened. So, being an infrastructure specialist in so many part, and you have given us a very good like airport skylines and the innovative architectural and masterpieces. So there are some few questions which I want to ask from some of the participants. From Amrita, do you see a change in technology with urban infrastructure is built? What are the changes in technology? Like over the past 50 years, what are the technology in urban infrastructure you could see?
You are asking me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Hello. There are.
Yes,
can I answer this now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can answer.
The technology plays a very vital role, and we become very faster, very calculative, and very accurate by way of technology. You know, the things which we are doing in 5 days, now we are able to do in half an hour. You know, it's like the technology in terms of ready-mix, in technology in terms of automation, in terms of prefabrication, in terms of material application. Maybe when we were, now it's like tomorrow's architecture perhaps is the composite structures, you know, not only steel, but composite, concrete and steel, which I perhaps see that there is a lot of research work being done in this, and we will be even heading towards more faster execution and more accurate and efficient execution of projects. But what is alarming is that in the rat race of making development with the corona, as things are now, the lifestyle perhaps may change, or maybe it's a temporary phase, but still we need to understand, like work from home, teach from you are also learning from home, we're working like this on more robotic way. Will this become our systems, or still we'll go back in the same old way of educating ourselves? So we need to define species tomorrow. So that is what is the challenge what I feel about. And technology is very, very strong, and India is now becoming a stronger player in technology.
Okay.
Sir, Charanjith, sir, could you place yourself closer to the mic, sir? Your voice is slightly. Yes, sir. If you can place yourself close, yes, sir. That'll be better, sir.
And one more question, sir, from our Professor Lakshmanan. Sir, does going green increase the complexity of projects like airport design, or you have been involved? So, going green increase the complexity, or it is how it is facilitates?
Beg your pardon? Can you just repeat it?
The question is, going green increases the complexity of project. So you have any
no,
you have a sustainable practice? Is it like how it is?
I'll tell you, sir. Green is the process. You know, in case I make it a process of my design, then it's the simplistic approach. And we have been green since the last 3,000 years. You talk about any settlement, you talk about Indus Valley civilization, but any settlement around, you talk about, I would say that any town which is, they are all sustainable, and they were respecting nature. We know how to behave ourselves. Our dresses, our eating style. We used to, still in South India, you take your meal in the banana leaf. It's sustainable. I have started taking meal in a stainless steel, or my cutlery has changed, my behavior has changed. You put a simple dhoti, which is automatic ventilation. You don't have to really air condition your body. The whole thing is that I am changing my lifestyle, which is making me a problematic. So once I put everything in order in terms of my lifestyle, in my sitting together, in all other things, I become sustainable. I'll tell you, sir, in case we use the passive ways, there are ways, technology I can use for stimulation. I can put my building, I can see that I stop my glared west sun into the building. I see that the humidity of Chennai doesn't enter into my building by way of some alternative ways of ventilation. So once I do that, my things become sustainable. And but if I do not respect north, south, east, west, I don't see where the solar moves. I do not see how the wind moves. I even we did a project in Andhra where we even took the solar cyclonic wind, into consideration. Cyclonic behavior of the wind into consideration, so that it should not have an impact on my building, and how I create that landscape and mounts which also protect my building from these cyclonic winds. So fundamentally, these are only, it has to be in your nerve, it has to be into the process of understanding. Yes, thank you.
Yes, final question, just from George Thomas. It's about structure. So you are you've worked on various aspects related to structure. So this was a question related to that. Building 25-meter cantilever structure. What are the possibilities? Like how you have managed in your building? Yes, sir.
Please carry on.
That is in your building, a 25-meter cantilever structure was there. So how the cantilever structures, the possibilities, how you have took it as a challenge, how you have built on site. So can you explain on those challenges that you have faced? And
yes, I showed you the first banyan tree in Calcutta.
Yes, sir.
It's 2 kilometers structure.
Yes, sir. Correct.
And it is probably, it has more than 100 meters cantilever and span in that banyan tree itself. So what I intend to show in that was, how you anchor your structure into the V-shape my structure, where I bend the half-a-meter pipe and take it cantilever. It's like, the structure components are innovative in terms of the technological innovation. And once I grow in technology, I can make some sort of a monolithic progressive ways of doing it, and I can do these type of cantilevers at a very economical. The 25 meters doesn't cost me much, unless if I give the anchorage at the back of the structure. So it is how you balance your structure, and probably that's why I say holistic. The basic elements of holistic architecture means the engineering innovation has to be the architecture vocabulary. And once I do that, then my complete grid system, my other things will come and they evolve through the engineering innovation. I think perhaps I am able to express my thing understandable to the questioner.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure. It's clear, sir. It's clear.
Sir, I would like to take one last question and we shall come to a closure, sir. So what does the future hold for airport terminal design after COVID-19? Can you pinpoint any decisive factors which will shape the industry in the coming years?
So I'll tell you, all said and done, we cannot be very aggressively decisive. Still, we are in a confusion state of mind. Even people do not know what corona is all about. And somebody says, these are the symptoms. Somebody next day we come to know that these are not the symptoms. So it's not a recognized disease as yet. And it's probably some sort of a cyclone which has just come up and it's blown us out. But I feel that there will be some sort of a retrospective understanding to create holistic spaces, desired spaces. And in terms of spaces, Corona is, to me, looks a absolutely maybe a 1 year or a 1.5 or 2 years. This thing is like any other flu or any other this thing, which will definitely dies on death. Will not last for more than that. And we have to really come with that same social. I think I will come and embrace you. Not that I'll make a distancing with you in a due course of time. But this is something which needs to be seen, and it's a temporary phase. Today, I can talk about distancing. I can say, okay, we'll do this, we'll do this, we'll do that. But it is a matter still to be watched. And then we make a conclusion. In the words of Sadhguru Vasudev, I say that's always to be in confusion till you only come into conclusion once all your confusions are removed, and then you conclude. So therefore, I cannot conclude onto this subject. I still need to be in confusion to create a clearance. Yes.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, right.
Thank you so much for your.
Thank you.
That was a very fantastic session, sir. It was very enlightening. Thank you so much for your time, your efforts, and your interest and your passion, and many more to say. It's so nice of you. I invite Professor D.S.R. Rao, my teacher and teacher for many here. Could you please bring him in? Hello, sir. Good evening. How are you?
Good evening, sir.
You. I am very well, Satish. How nicely organized, and good to see Professor Charanjith Shah, Vijay Garg, and all the eminent people.
Balbir Verma was also there. Balbir Verma was there.
We had a webinar before yesterday. Can you hear me?
Yeah. So
okay.
Nice.
Thank you. No, we
I feel so
had a
honored
webinar day before day, and continuing that, I want to ask you a question, Charanjith ji. Talk about adaptive reuse of airports.
Hello.
Post COVID-19, how can we maintain social distancing or use of toilets or queues or anything? Can we fit in this into the picture?
Can you say it again?
Professor Shah?
Yes. Can you say it again?
Okay, I'll tell you again. Continuing from a day before yesterday's webinar.
Yes.
How can we introduce adaptive reuse techniques in our airports or transportation hubs post COVID-19, bringing in issues like social distancing, queues, counters, etc.?
This is being debated at various national and international levels, even by the airlines, how to operate the airlines. Can we think that we avoid the central chair and put the people around? Many more other things are coming forward. But, the whole thing is that perhaps some distancing has to be there. But I was just reading that when I do the sanitization, it probably makes me, quite protective. And I can be protected for about 3-4 hours. And rest is that once I am with full cover, means full clothes on, and I do not share the breath in terms of putting a mask. And then I do this thing, sanitization in the aircraft and in the spaces there. 90% things will be taken care of. But perhaps it's too early to say that. And there are lots of things are being done, and we are debating on this with the Airport Authority of India as well, how to really create new dimension into architecture of airports.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Satish. Thank you, organizers.
And grateful to Dr. Rao that Ramakrishna, you are a great man and a very vision personality. I really love you and adore you, dear.
Thank you.
So is my Vijay friend, who is really great, And Satish ji, my compliment to you that I just met you for one day, but you are a great. I really admire you. Thank you.
We met some 2-3 months before at Periyar Maniamai University for a program along with Sanjay Mohe.
Yes, that was very great. And You know, once you face to face meet, you definitely understand somebody in a very holistic manner. So that's always there. Webinar, okay, that's good, but we have to really engulf each other physically, and the time will come.
Thank you very much. And I would like to introduce or bring one more eminent personality, my leader and mentor, Architect Vijay Gar. Could you please bring Vijay Gar inside? Architect Vijay Gar, please.
Yes, Satish. Thank you. Thank you very much for the. Yeah, it is a great honor to be here, and I'm sure what Professor Charanjith Shah has talked about is a great knowledge to every one of us, and I've heard him many times. He's been my mentor, and I will say that I've seen him for last 30 years since I grown in this profession from small time to big times. And when he started Chennai Airport, and we have all experienced Chennai Airport, and we know what transformation to transportation sector in India he has done. And I'm sure with people like him around, our students will have a lot of inspiration, and they have hopes that this profession will go much higher. And we have a lot of hopes of building a new India with the guidance of people like Professor Charanjith Shah and Professor Rao. Thank you, Satish, for the opportunity. Yes.
Thank you so much for your coming in. And also we missed Balbir Verma. He has also left. And we also have other eminent personalities here. But due to the lack of time, we will have it in some other different session. And thank you everybody for a great participation. And it's a wonderful session. A special thanks to Architect Charanjith Shah, Architect DSR Rao, and Architect Vijay Gar. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.